Alright, so today we are going to combine trig functions with inverse trig functions. So if you're given something like this, tangent of arc cosine of 2/3, so like you're gonna always try and work from the inside out. So start with the inside, arc cosine of 2/3. So let's set up a triangle, and we're gonna try and figure out the angle. So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So this is not one of our special right triangles. So we're just going to do Pythagorean theorem to figure out what this missing side is. So 2 squared plus b squared equals 3 squared. 4 plus b squared equals 9. Subtract 4. B squared is 5. So b is the square root of 5. And so this is your angle theta. So the angle, we don't know what it is, so we're just going to call it theta. So now what is tangent of this angle? Tangent is opposite over adjacent, so it would be root 5 over 2. So it doesn't actually matter what the value of the angle is, because you're just going to use that same angle to find tangent. So just kind of like a placeholder. Alright, next one, cosine of arc sine -3 over 5. So arc sine is restricted to the first and the second quadrant, or sorry, first and the fourth quadrant, I'm so sorry. So this is negative, so it's going to be in the fourth quadrant. Here's our theta. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So again, this is not one of our special right triangles, but it is a Pythagorean triple, so this is 4. So our angle is theta. And now we just want to find cosine of theta, which would be adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 4 over 5. All right, next one. Sine of tan inverse of -1. So first we're going to actually have to find the angle. What is tan inverse of -1? So tangent is restricted to the first and the fourth quadrant. This is negative, so I'm going to draw my triangle in the fourth quadrant. And tangent is opposite over adjacent. So this is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. And hypotenuse root 2. Our angle is -45 degrees, aka negative pi over 4. So I'm replacing tan inverse of -1 with negative pi over 4. So I was looking for that angle. The angle is negative pi over 4. Well, what is sine of negative pi over 4? It's going to be opposite over hypotenuse. So -1 over root 2. I can't leave a radical in my denominator, so I'm going to have to rationalize it, making my final answer negative root 2 over 2. So again, you're like working from the inside out. It's kind of like a domino effect. Next one, cos inverse of sine of pi over 6. So we're going to work from the inside out. First, we need to find what is sine of pi over 6. So we are given the angle pi over 6, which is in the first quadrant. It's 30 degrees. Across from the 30 is 1, this up here would be 60, across from the 60 would be root 3, and across from the 90 is 2. So what is sine of pi over 6? Well, it's opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite would be 1, hypotenuse would be 2. So now we're going to have to set up a separate triangle. Cosine is positive in the first quadrant. And cosine is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. And so now that side is root 3, making this angle 60. So what is cosine of 1/2? Well, it's 60 degrees, which is pi over 3. So in this problem, you actually had to draw a new triangle. So once you got to cosine inverse of cosine inverse of 1/2, you need to go draw a new triangle. Cosine is positive in the first quadrant. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So the adjacent side is 1, the hypotenuse is 2. Then you can use that to find that angle. All right, next one, go ahead and pause your video. Write this down on your paper. Try this problem all by yourself to see if you get it. So pause your video and attempt this. All right, so we're going to work from the inside out. What is cosine of negative pi over 6? Well, negative pi over 6 is in your fourth quadrant. And so that would make it 30 degrees. So this across from 30 is 1, but it's negative 1. This is 60, making this root 3, and this would be 2. So cosine of negative pi over 6 is actually going to be adjacent over hypotenuse, so root 3 over 2. So this is sine inverse of, I'm going to replace all of this with root 3 over 2. Well, now I need to go draw a new triangle because sine is positive in the first quadrant. So I'm going to draw my new triangle in the first quadrant. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, making this side 1, making this angle 60. And in radians, that is pi over 3. So your answer is pi over 3. And then one more, well, I'm making the video, 1 second, sorry. And then the next one, go ahead and pause your video, try this all by yourself. All right, arc, start with the middle, arc cosecant is root 2, so I'm going to put this triangle in the first quadrant because cosecant is, arc cosecant is positive in the first quadrant. So this is actually root 2 over 1, so your hypotenuse is root 2, and your opposite is 1, making this 1. This is a 45, 45, 90 triangle, so this angle is 45 degrees. So I'm going to replace all of this with 45 degrees, but in radians would be pi over 4. Well, I don't need to redraw my triangle because this is still pi over 4 right here. And cotangent is just adjacent over opposite, which is 1 over 1, aka 1.